we need support from the capsule. But sometimes we don't have this support in pediatric age groups in cases of acute appendicitis, in cases of trauma, and the cases of previous surgery, like vasectomy, in which the previous surgery did not leave enough support. So here we have three options. First of all, the angle-supported IOLs. We cannot use these IOLs in pediatric age group because it has negative impact on the endothelium. And then we have the iris-supported IOLs. It's either we are going to use the iris-sutured IOLs and or the iris flow lenses. Regarding the iris-sutured IOLs, these are used in the technique of open sky in cases of keratoplasties. These IOLs carry the complications of iritis, distortion of the pupil, and secondary glaucoma. So moving to the iris flow lenses, the beta, it can be either implanted anteriorly or posteriorly. These IOLs have the advantages of having this time and this effect on the endothelium, especially in the posterior approach, but they have the disadvantages of carrying may affect the IOL by doing uveitis, distortion of the pupil, secondary glaucoma, pupillary block, and is expensive. Moving to the next option, we have the sclerofixation IOLs. Either sutureless or by using the sutured IOLs, we have lots of techniques like the internal, the Hoffman pocket, and and other full flange techniques. The sutureless techniques have lots of techniques like the Yamani technique and other types of using these IOLs. So regarding the sclerofixation, we have the advantages of having high stability and this effect on the endothelium. But regarding the disadvantages, it carries longer time, more manipulations, and increased risk of retinal detachment. So here we have multiple surgeries were done before. This is a case in which iris flow lens was implanted. In this case, the iris flow lens was implanted in the posterior approach, or what's called a retropupillary fixated IOL. First of all, the IOL is inserted into the anterior chamber and then rotated in the horizontal position. And to implant the IOL, we have to hold it with a very good grip from the center. Then the first haptic is inserted behind the iris. And using the second Asensky hook, the implantation of the first haptic is done. Here you can see the iris tissue is insulated within the haptic. After that, the next haptic is inserted behind the iris, as we can see here. And the Asensky hook is used also for the implantation of the iris tissue. The implantation here has to be done in the mid-periphery of the iris, in order not to get ovalization of the pupil after the surgery. In these cases, it's not necessary to do peripheral PIs. The next case, this is a case of sutureless scleral fixation. In this case, you can fashion, as we can see here, flaps with sclerotomies about 2.5 millimeters from the limbus. After that, after fashioning these flaps, you can insert a 23 gauge forceps and start to implant the IOL. Hold the haptic of the IOL from its step and just implant the IOL gradually. After that, you can pull the haptic outside the eye. This is the leading haptic. And regarding the trailing haptic, it can be managed with the handshake technique. In this technique, you can use 2 forceps in order to hold the haptic and get it outside the eye from the other side. So here we have 1 forceps, and here we have another forceps, and we are going to use the handshake technique in order to get the haptic outside the eye. This forceps is going to get the haptic to the other forceps, which will hold the haptic from its step. You have to hold it from its step. And then you can get the haptic outside the eye while pulling the first one here in order not to get it outside from its place. After that, you can put the haptics in scleral tunnels, as you can see here. This is done by inserting the 23 gauge forceps and then pull the haptic into the tunnel. And this procedure can be repeated on the other side to fix the trailing haptic. Here we are fashioning the tunnel, and then the 23 gauge forceps is inserted into the tunnel to hold the haptic and pull it into this tunnel. And now we have the 2 haptics inside the tunnels, and the IOL is well centered in the eye. The last case we are going to see here is a case of sutured scleral fixation with Hoffman pocket. In these cases, first of all, we are going to fashion the pockets, as we can see here. Go with the crescent blade through cleared cornea and then make your tunnels in the sclera by doing a partial thickness wound. This is the way a Hoffman pocket is done. And the other pocket is fashioned directly opposite to the first pocket. In these cases, after you will tie the Prolene 10-0 sutures around the haptics, then insert an insulin syringe inside the pocket, at the bed of the pocket, and then get the needle of the suture tucked into the 10-0, the insulin syringe. So this is how it's done for the first haptic. And then it's repeated again for another needle.
And after that, you can repeat the same procedure in the other pocket. Now, after that, you pull both sides. You can see that the IOL is perfectly centered, and here we have the sutures that are to which the haptics are fixed. And in the end, you can pull the sutures outside the eye and tie them in the end to get the IOL perfectly centered and fixed. So here we can say that cases of absence of capsular support are challenging cases, but you have multiple options to solve this problem. Thank you.